Hey you guys, Coach Liz here. All right, we are on week 12 of our 12-week health empowerment program. This week we're going to touch on what transition and optimization looks like. Optimization is another word for maintenance, although we don't just want to stay the same. We want to continue on getting better. So during transition, that is once you've reached your healthy weight, we transition from calorie deficit into your T, which is the amount of calories you need to maintain your weight. So we'll go through transition in element 14 and 15 in the life book. Make sure you check out these two elements because they are so helpful. In element 14, Dr. Anderson talks about the 4-week transition, and there's a chart that walks you through all 4 weeks. And in element 15 talks about healthy eating for life. Lots of great tips in there, so make sure you check that out. Now, transition is really important, not just for your body, but for your mind. It's kind of like a reverse diet. You have to slowly increase those calories and carbs and get them up to where you need to maintain that weight. If you just start eating carbs all of a sudden, your body doesn't really know what to do with it. That's when people put the weight back on, when they haven't transitioned and they haven't really learned how to live just a healthy lifestyle. So this will really get you ready for that physically with your metabolism, get your body used to that, but also mentally. As you add those foods back in one at a time, you will be really able to pay attention to your body. As you add dairy in, you'll be able to tell if you have a food sensitivity to dairy or grains, and you'll learn how to pair those foods together to be able to balance your blood sugar, because that's really what is so important. So when you add fruit back in, you'll learn, oh, what protein do I like with fruits? Cottage cheese or Greek yogurt or some nuts or a few slices of turkey breast or something like that. So it's really fun to learn how to pair those foods together so that it becomes more habit for you. And it's kind of baby stepping into that. So you're not just thrown in there and trying to figure it all out yourself. So transition is really important. And I see a huge difference with my clients that go through the transition and those that don't. So word from the wise, go through transition, take it serious. All right, a few things that are really important for keeping your weight off long term are the high 5. We've talked about these 5 habits throughout these 12 weeks, but it's really important just to do a self-check, a healthy habit check, even every night. I like to do that. How did I do with my hydration? Did I get all my water in today? How about my nutrition? Did I eat 6 balanced meals, or was I snacking mindlessly throughout the day, or did I skip meals? How am I doing with that? How is my sleep? How's my exercise? Now, if you haven't started exercising by the time you start transition, that is a great time to add that in. You want to get in the habit of doing something active for your body every day, even if it's 5 minutes. Just something. So start exercising once you hit transition, at least if you haven't already. And then mindset. How am I doing with processing my emotions, or am I buffering? Am I managing my stress well? Am I, really paying attention to my mindset? Those are the 5 things. So ask yourself often, how are you doing with your high 5? Also, stay in the health coach community. Make sure that you keep in touch with your health coach. Do a habit check once a month with your coach. Give yourself like a 3 to 5 pound buffer with your weight. And if you go over that, just give your coach a call. Just say, hey, the scale's moving up a little bit. Catch it early. And then we can go over your habits, look at what you're eating, make some adjustments early. It's much easier to catch it at 5 pounds than once it slips up to 20 or 30 pounds. So stay close with your health coach. Also, stay in that Optavia community. Stay in the Facebook groups. Hop on the Wednesday community calls. Go to local events. That is just so important to stay plugged into your health community. Also, a huge thing that I see help people keep their weight off is becoming a coach yourself. That's really why I became a coach almost 11 years ago, is I never wanted to go back to how I felt before. And studies show that Optavia health coaches are 500% more likely to reach their goal and keep it off if they're helping someone else. So if you really want that health insurance for yourself, it's so fun. Maybe just talk to your health coach about that, see if that would be a good fit for you. I bet there are some people out there that really need you that you could help partner with them, and it would help you also by helping keep you accountable. It's hard to go backwards when you're helping others move forward. So that is a big tip. Also, let's talk about portion control. Portion control is big. During your program, you've gotten used to smaller, balanced meals. Now, during transition and maintenance, even during your weight loss phase, using a 9-inch plate is really helpful. It gets your brain used to eating smaller amounts. When your plate is full, it actually tricks your brain that you're eating enough because your plate is full. And so these 9-inch plates are great, and the color blue is actually calming. It doesn't stimulate hunger like fast food restaurants are all red and yellow. That's because it actually makes you more hungry when you're looking at those colors. So blue or white, that's a great color of a plate, something calming like that. If you don't have these smaller plates, it's about the size of a paper plate, but you can always just make sure that you're only putting food on the inside of your bigger plate. That's usually 9 inches also. Now, when you fix your plate, it's really important that you learn that nothing's off limits once you've transitioned, but it's about being mindful. Always fill half your plate with veggies or fruits, but really try to get your veggies in. I try to eat vegetables 3 times a day to make sure I keep up with that habit of eating vegetables. But fruit could also go there. So half of your plate with fiber foods like fruits and vegetables, a quarter of your plate with a healthy carb if you choose, making sure that it's a whole grain, being really picky about what carbs you're adding back in. And then also proteins. Make sure that you're getting protein every time you eat. It really helps to keep your blood sugar balanced. And so doing that, you can learn that you can eat anything that you want in the right balance, right? Instead of filling your whole plate with mashed potatoes or pasta, reserving that for a little section of your plate and having a big salad and green beans and some protein there, that will help keep that in check. So that's really helpful. Also, one little tip about balancing your blood sugar. During the 5-in-1 plan, you don't even have to think about it. It's already done for you. The fuelings are perfectly balanced. Your lean and green is balanced. But as you start making those choices, I want you to remember that it's key to dress your carbs. Don't eat naked carbs. You always want to dress your carbs. Now, a carb is a fruit, a vegetable, or a grain. Those are things that have carbohydrates that will spike your blood sugar. Vegetables are less likely because they have a lot of fiber, not the sugar. It's kind of like a sugar-free fruit. So vegetables aren't as necessary, but definitely every time you eat a high-carb vegetable, any fruit, grains or pasta, or definitely sugar, just know that that will naturally spike your blood sugar. If you dress them with protein, healthy fats, things that have fiber in them, that will actually help balance the blood sugar. It will help bring it down. So always pairing that with a healthy fat or protein. So I just get used to eating something with protein every 3 hours. And I kind of plan my meals around what protein am I having, and then it's easy to pair that with a carb. So that's just a little trick, a reminder to don't eat naked carbs, dress your carbs. And so you can learn that after you finish transition, and maybe you add a little sugar here and there like a dessert, knowing that a small portion, and that is almost straight carbs, that's going to spike your blood sugar. Make sure that you're adding a little protein with it, some Greek yogurt or some cottage cheese, or a handful of nuts. That will actually help balance that out. Going for a walk after you eat helps to balance that blood sugar, staying active. Drinking your water, things that are acidic like vinegar. If you eat a vegetable before you eat your meal, it actually helps balance your blood sugar, getting some fiber first, and it helps fill you up. So those are just a few of my own tips that I wanted to share with you about balancing blood sugar, but those are things that you can look forward to as you move from the weight loss phase into a healthy lifestyle. It's really a great time to learn to have a good relationship with your food, pay attention to your body, be more mindful, and just really enjoy life more. So it's a fun phase. Even if you're not there yet, it's fun to look at what that will look like. Look in element 14 and 15 in your life book for more information, and get in the habit of doing a high 5 check. Hydration, nutrition, exercise, sleep, and mindset. How are you doing with those high 5 habits that are going to help you through weight loss into a healthy lifestyle? All right, have a good week.